Hello, I'm Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary of Rules Editor for the NCAA. And today we're continuing our series of preseason training videos for 2025. And we're going to be focused on pre-snap actions for both offense and defense and disconcerting signals. Now, pre-snap movement and disconcerting signals will remain a point of emphasis in our game this year. And we've had tweaks to the rule to add clarity and guidance to all movement. Now remember, the advantage of the offense is knowing the starting signal and the cadence, and the advantage for the defense is to be able to move personnel before the snap. But the goal here is to have a fair start to all plays with movement that does not simulate action at the snap. Now, we'll cover the rules, and then we'll look at some videos that will contrast legal and illegal movement and actions. So with that, let's get on into our video.
As we take a look at the updated rules language, let's start with the defense. Any player within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage, whether they're stationary or not, may not make quick and abrupt or exaggerated actions that simulate action at the snap and are not part of normal defensive player movement. For the offense, any movement by one or more players that simulates action at the snap is a false start, and this includes abruptly shifting a player or players that simulates the start of a play. The key here is the offense and defense will be held to the same standard of not being allowed to simulate action at the snap. And we know there's a judgment required here, and our video plays will give guidance and help coaches and officials understand what is legal and what is a foul. But the bottom line is, if you simulate action at the snap, it's a foul. The new rules also give further guidance on disconcerting signals. We know that no player shall use words or signals that disconcert opponents when the ball is being prepared to be put in play, and the defense cannot use words or signals that simulate the sound or cadence of the offense. But now the terms move and stem are reserved for the defensive cadence and may not be used by the offense. And it doesn't mean the defense must use move or stem, but those signals are protected and the offense cannot use them. Similarly, the offense may use a clap as a starting signal, and this signal may not be used by the defense. And anytime we have disconcerting signals, it's a dead ball foul for delay of game. First, we're going to look at a few plays that represent legal movement by the defense. Now, this first play, we see the defensive line, they're going to stem in unison, and we get a false start by the left tight end. Now, the defensive linemen, they move quickly, but without any exaggerated movement, just to stem laterally. And we see that the movement was triggered by linebacker number 34, but his starting signal is clean, no excess movement there as well. So this is proper movement by the defense that does not simulate action at the snap. Now, the second play here, we see that the defense is set, and then four players, they're going to stem in a coordinated fashion. But again, no exaggerated movement. The shift is done properly, and this is a legal stem. And even as we look at the end zone copy, we see that the defensive linemen are clean, no pumping of the arms or anything that could simulate action at the snap. Now, the wideout, he did false start on the play, but this is legal movement by the defense. And our third play here, we see that the defense, they're moving around, and then down lineman number 93, he moves laterally, and the tight end is going to jump here for a false start. But as we go back and take a look at the defensive movement, there's no coordinated movement that simulates action at the snap. The movement by 93 is not abrupt, and there's no unnecessary movement in his action, so it's not enough to meet the standard for a foul. This is a clean stem by the defense and a false start by the tight end on the offense. Now we're going to take a look at a number of plays that represent a foul by the defense for simulating action at the snap. Now, our first play, we see the defense, they're going to stem, and as we focus on the nose guard, this movement includes excessive hand movement, and it's best seen from the sideline angle. This is simulating action at the snap, and this is a foul on the defense. Now, our second play in this series, we get a quick stem by the defense, causing the offense to react. The stem simulates action at the snap, and from the end zone view, we see number 48 at the line of scrimmage. He's going to make a move that clearly simulates the start of the play. It's choreographed with the start of the shift, and this movement is subtle, but it's a foul by the defense. Our next play, we get a stem by 2 defensive linemen, and a backer steps up. And as we take a look at the motion, there's a necessary arm movement by number 93 of the defense. He shifts, he pumps his hands as if he's starting the play, all coordinated with the stem. This exaggerated action is not legal. It's not normal defensive movement as a part of the stem, and it simulates action at the snap. It is a foul on the defense. Now, our next play, we see coordinated movement by the defense, again, that causes the left tackle to jump. And as we go back and take a look at the actions of the nose, his movement is coordinated with the stem. It's subtle, but his movement, including the forward lurch, is action that simulates action at the snap and is a foul on the defense. In our last play in this category, we see number 1 on the defense. He jumps toward the offense as if the play is starting. There's no reaction, and then he comes forward again and jumps again as if the play is starting. This is a foul on number 1, clearly simulating action at the snap to really try to get the offense to false start. This is correctly called and is clearly a foul on the defense. Now we'll look at a few disconcerting signal plays by the defense. Our first play, we see number 2 of the defense. He's going to walk up over the left guard, and we can see a head bob and a reaction by the offense. Now let's watch the action again with the audio component as a part of the video. And it may be tough to hear, but clearly the sound with the head bob, that simulates the start of the play and is a foul by the defense for disconcerting signals. In our second play, we see that the choreographed movement by the defense is fine here, all that movement up front. But as we focus on the signaler, number 18, the linebacker on the defense, his movement is excessive, it's choreographed with the stem, and is simulating action at the snap. This exceeds the allowed movement of the defensive signal caller, and it's a foul for disconcerting signals. And then as a final reminder, clapping by the defense is a disconcerting signal. And we see here the center's going to snap the ball, the quarterback's not ready, can't feel the snap, and the defense is going to recover. But as we go back and take a look at the action, we see number 2 of the defense, he claps, and this is clearly a disconcerting signal. And this play should be shut down and a 5-yard delay of game penalty enforced for disconcerting signals on the defense. Now let's close by looking at a few plays of offensive team movement in the pre-snap time frame. Our first play, it's 4th and 1. The quarterback is in shotgun formation. He claps, and then he's going to walk up under center, and we're going to see a hard count with a few strong head bobs. The crew shuts the action down and is going to penalize the offense. The head bob action here is over the line, is too much. It simulates action at the snap, and it's a foul on number 13 for a false start. Now our second play, we have 4th and 1 again, and we're going to see that the offense has the Wildcat quarterback in, and number 11 is going to start in motion, and the quarterback's going to clap, and the tight end and H-back pop out, and they abruptly shift in sync with the clap. The defense reacts, they come into the neutral zone without contact, but this is a foul by the offense as this is choreographed action. It was clearly designed to make the defense foul, and it simulates action at the snap and is a false start on the offense. And our final play, again, we're 4th and 1. We see the quarterback, he's under center. He's going to back out, and just as he backs out, linemen rapidly shift. Now, the linemen were in a 2-point stance, but this choreographed action simulates action at the snap. It was designed to draw the defense offside, and the play should be shut down and a false start penalty enforced against the offense. Well, that's it for our plays, and the intent of this video is to not only contrast actions that are legal and illegal, but give guidelines and standards of what is a foul and what is not a foul. So best of luck to all this season.